If you look up the definition of gratitude, you'll see in the definition it'll probably say to be thankful. And if you look up the definition of thankful, it probably says to express gratitude. And that's okay. Like, that is definitely the definition. But to me, I tend to give them more precise meanings that give me a perspective or a lens and a tool of which to help myself. So this is not the Oxford Dictionary, but this is the Hillbilly / Mountain Folk Dictionary, according to Adam. So here's what I mean. When Hey everybody, I'm Adam, and this is your daily dose of today for May the 24th, 2019. Today I want to speak about thankfulness and gratitude. Now, from a dictionary perspective, they mean the same thing. As a matter of fact, if you look them up in the dictionary, very often the other word is used to help define the former. So if you look up the definition of gratitude, you'll see in the definition it'll probably say to be thankful. And if you look up the definition of thankful, it probably says to express gratitude. And that's okay. Like, that is definitely the definition. But to me, I tend to give them more precise meanings that give me a perspective or a lens and a tool of which to help myself. So this is not the Oxford Dictionary, but this is the Hillbilly / Mountain Folk Dictionary, according to Adam. So here's what I mean. When I think of thankfulness, and when I'm consciously thinking of being thankful, I treat that as expressions of gratitude, right? But expressions towards people or things, that type of thing. So for my wife taking care of the house and the kids and me, every little thing she does, I think, and how thankful I am. And I make sure to tell her them thank you and those things, right? So traditionally, for things that I either say or should say thank you to people for, that's usually how I define it in my mind. And so if I'm focusing on being thankful, those are things that I would say thank you for this, thank you for that, whether it's even spiritually to if you worship God or what have you, or even if it's just to, nature. Thank you for this wonderful flower, that type of thing. And that's kind of how I think about it. And that's good to have, right? That's expressing, it's showing an outward expression, even if it's like kind of internal in your mind, towards something else. And that's a good thing to have, right? That's positive energy, outpouring of love towards others. Then, when I tend to do an exercise of gratefulness, which is also super important, gratitude, gratefulness, where that word comes from, when I do that, it's tend to just have an appreciation for just what is for me, right? Of which I can be thankful and do an expression of thankfulness. But often these are two different things for me. Like, I can sit back like, man, I am so appreciative, I'm so grateful for being able to help somebody, right? For, like I talked last week about, I was in that moment, I was just appreciative and so grateful for being in that. But that also then make me do? It made me then express in terms of thank you for my wife for working so hard around the house that gave me some time for that. Thank you for supporting me in my job when I have to hit the road and traveling. Thankful to the man upstairs for, the opportunities to be there. But really, but first I came to me as that expression of gratitude for just what is an appreciation for the situation I'm in, or whatever's happened around me, right? So it's kind of more of a sense of being for me. And again, I treat these two things differently. They mean the same thing, but it just helps give me a focus. One is something I'd say thank you for, and the other is just being able to sit back and almost like being mindful, having an appreciation just for where I am in the moment, in the opportunity, and those types of things. But again, that's how I practice it. So why am I telling you this? Because these are great two lenses of how to perceive things to be appreciative for, and that's something that actually helps build your heart and your mind in the right way. Because we can all get kind of out of control, and we can let the little things in life tear us down. I believe I heard a phrase one time said of somebody, you get wrapped around the thickest of thinnest of things. In other words, like, you get so wound up in nothing that matters nothing, and you seem to get tangled up in the biggest mess of it. And we all do that, don't we? I read a great blog post my wife shared the other day about this woman who came home from the dentist, and she was cranky and grumpy because she'd been in the dentist for several hours and what have you, and she came home and was ready to explode because the door wouldn't open up all the way and was ready to just explode her husband. But she took a deep breath and realized, oh, I just need my husband to acknowledge that I've had a crap day. And she went about it that way. But we can find ourselves when you find yourself so upset, so tense, and so wound up, I do it too. You're just like, and you're just waiting for somebody to say something. Especially if you're in your mind saying, oh, I can't wait for so-and-so to say something to me. That's a key indicator. That's a key indicator. You need to take 30 seconds and do what I'm saying, which is start to think about what you should be grateful for, what you are grateful for, what you have an appreciation for, being alive, having your health, having your children, your spouse, whatever, having those things, and then practice an expression of thankfulness to others for having that opportunity, those things, and to whomever you owe thanks to. And practice that and see if that doesn't help reset your calculus, reset your mind and attitude for the day. It saved my butt more than once, and oftentimes when I don't practice it, I regret it later. That's real truth from the front lines. So anyways, gratitude and thankfulness. Practice it. This has been your Daily Dose of Today.